ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Jana Talk podcast. Last time we saw Chris Ulliott in the podcast, and we were talking together about the topic self-confidence and how to heal self-doubt, because it happens to any of us in our life that we think if what we did is worth it, if we are worth it, and all the things in our life, or we start to question. Sometimes this happens to any one of us. So the topic was really excellent. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it, because Chris was giving amazing tips and also examples from real life. Chris is a life coach and also book author from England. He's coaching for more than 7 years, and he helps people to regain self-confidence and to believe in themselves again. And today we have a special questions episode. That means that we will dive deeper into questions with Chris, and we will discover what does his daily routine look like, what does he do in the morning or in the evenings, and how does he prevent stress. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Ulliott, my today's guest. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for having me back again. That's so good of you. It's so amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for last episode. It was really amazing. All your tips and really valuable information. It was really moving. I would say that you moved the mountains. So we spoke about self-confidence and daily routine, that it is important to set up small steps in your everyday routine to help you also feel better. So how does your morning routine look like? What do you do?
So everybody is different, and I think we mentioned last time, you've got to find something that works for you, okay? And we all have a different way of being in a morning or in an afternoon, an evening, if that's how you break up your day. Some people work on shifts, so they need a different way as well, right? But we've got to find something that works for us, something that makes us feel really, really good in ourselves, so that we want to keep doing it. And then a way of making it absolutely consistent. Because I think we mentioned briefly on the last episode, we mentioned about having habits, creating a good habit that we do every day is really good for our minds and for our emotions. But if it's not something that we don't enjoy, then we ain't going to keep it up. If you're not the person that loves going to the gym, you're going to go, you're going to start going. Maybe it's a New Year's resolution, but after a few weeks or a few months, you'll be paying the bill, but you won't be going. If it's not something you enjoy, you've got to feel good. And the other thing, Jana, is in life we need to see progress, because it's seeing progress that makes us feel happy about what we're doing and wanting to do it more. So seeing that progress and appreciating that we've moved forward, that we've grown with our habits, our daily routine, that's how we get the energy to keep doing it. So I have a routine, but it's probably a little bit different to many people, because I'm not a morning person, I'm a night person, right? So in a morning, you won't find me getting up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and doing my meditation. That's just not my thing. I will get up as late as I can, because I'll have slept late. So I'll get up late, and that's my routine. Okay, that's good for me because I'm more of a night owl inside. And I recently had my genes tested, and it actually told me I was a night owl as well. So it's genetic. I didn't realize it was genetic, but that's amazing. So whether your listeners are morning people or whether they're nighttime people, it's not an attitude to life. It's a genetic thing that is causing us to be one or the other, which I found really interesting. So in the morning, I will usually take me an hour with a cup of tea to slowly start to get used to the day and check in with my wife. That's what I always like to do very early, is just to check in with my wife and see if she had a good night's sleep, where she is, what she's got on for the day. Make her a cup of tea. We've got a routine where I'll make her a drink and see that she's okay. And that fills my heart, even without anything really, just knowing that she's there and that she's good. That's what it's about. And then I will start my day, and I may be coaching or doing something else. I've got something else that I do in IT as well, so I may be doing that. And throughout the day, you can get different things happen, right? Life shows up, doesn't it? It likes to throw things at us. Just when you thought you were going to have a great day, life will throw this massive thing in your face, and you'll be like, oh my word, what was that? I did not want that to happen. What is this? This big bill comes through the door just when you wanted to go on holiday, or something happens in the house or the office, or some problem comes along, or you have an argument with the person you love the most, or something happens and it's like, oh, why did that have to happen? And this is life. We have the ups and we have the downs. That's how you know when it's working. When you're having ups and downs in life, you know that you're okay. If everything looks brilliant 100% of the time, you're looking at life through rose-tinted spectacles and you're not being real. Okay, but here's the thing, it's all about being able to cope with the downs to enjoy the ups. And the ups are the reason why you can cope with the downs. And what I do, so I'll do what I've ever got planned in the morning, and then sometime between 12 and 2, I have a walk that I go on. And it's a incredible walk. I live in the countryside. I grew up in the town, and the town is becoming busier and busier. And we decided to move into the middle of nowhere. There's not even any streetlights where we are. There's no pubs, restaurants. There's no bars. There's no shops. You can't go buy milk. You've got to travel in the car for at least 20 minutes to get to the nearest shop to buy something. And we came to move out here because we just love being outside, filling our lungs up with air. The smaller community, there's about 70 houses here. It's incredible. And I've got this walk in that I go on. I call it my reset walk. And if something has happened in the morning, maybe somebody said something that I felt was mean, or maybe something happened that made me feel bad, that someone did or said or something like that, I'll go on my reset walk, and the first thing I'll do is acknowledge how I'm feeling, because it's okay. We don't have to change how we feel all the time, you know? Sometimes we can just be and sit with that for a while, and it can be okay. As long as we're not turning it into suffering, as long as we're not making it bigger than it really is, because that's what we all do. We all make problems and things and events so much bigger than what they really are. Look at it realistically. How am I feeling? Sit with that for a while, walk with that for a while in my case. And then after 90 seconds or so, though, if you're still feeling the same way, it's because you're telling yourself the same story over and over. This thing happened. Why did it happen? And you're mulling on it. And if I find myself doing that, Jana, after 90 seconds, then I want a better standard for my life. I want a higher standard of living and way of being for me. So after 90 seconds, I'll say to myself, that's enough feeling bad. Those chemicals going around my body only need 90 seconds to go away. So to get rid of them, I need to change what's going on, go out for my walk, change my focus. We mentioned on the last episode a lot about focus. But going out for my walk is my reset time. And one thing that always helps me is, the realization that we are all so fixated and drugged by the need for certainty in life, the need to have comfort and to know that we're okay and that we're number one, or that we're the best at what we can do, and if anyone says anything that makes us feel bad in some way, usually it's because it hurts our need to feel special. We want to be special, we want to be noticed, and we want to be certain and strong and to become comfortable. If anyone affects that in any way, we can feel quite bad about it. So if somebody said something about me in the morning, and maybe someone said to me, "Oh, Chris, you didn't run that meeting very well," or "Chris, you didn't do a very good job on that," or why did you say that, Chris? That's not good." Or, I could leave and then be beating myself up. Why did they say that to me? Why don't they know how hard I work? Don't they know this? Don't they know that? But here's the thing: when I'm doing that, I'm just meeting my needs for certainty, my needs for strength, and my need for feeling as though I'm worthy, my significance, for want of a better word. That's all I'm meeting by continuing to feel that way. If after 90 seconds I'm continuing to feel that way, I'm just meeting those needs. And what I find, Jana, is the world is consumed by people that needs to meet these two needs. Here's the thing. We spoke about gratitude slightly in our last episode. Gratitude changes everything. We said last time that you can't feel angry, you can't feel sad when you've got gratitude in your life. And it's so true. So if I'm walking, after 90 seconds of sitting with how I'm feeling, I will look around and just take in the environment and appreciate the moment in the here and now. And think, how lucky am I just to be here walking? How lucky am I to have the freedom to go for a walk when I want? How lucky am I just to go out there and breathe in the fresh air and to feel that, have the sun on my face for 20 minutes, How lucky am I to be able to do that? Not everybody can, but I can. How lucky am I? And the more I say that, how lucky am I because I've got a beautiful wife? Or how lucky am I because how lucky am I just to exist and to have this life? How lucky. And the more I do that, the more I say that, the more I start to feel filled up with thankfulness, with gratitude, with being happy for life. And the more I do that, the more the need to be certain, the more the need to be, or to have significance, drops away. And the thing is, when you're not prioritizing those things, then anything anybody says just washes over. Doesn't really mean anything. You can only hurt someone if they're really living a life full of significance. If they're not, then anything you say will just wash over. So I'll be full of gratitude. I'll go for my walk and I'll change the needs I'm meeting. So instead of meeting certainty and significance, instead I'll just meet, my need for growth, my need for me, my need for connecting with the world and loving the world and connecting with myself and being thankful for that. And that changes my state almost instantly. It's a different kind of focus. I'll go for my walk and I will come back and maybe I'll have another meeting with that person already scheduled, and ordinarily maybe I will be thinking, oh no, how is this going to go? Or, oh no, how will I pay that bill? Or, oh no, how will I fix the house? Whatever the issue is. But if I come back in a state of gratitude, it doesn't matter. It'll sort itself out, whatever it is. And this person that said those things, they were just saying those things to make themselves feel better because perhaps their life isn't in a great place. And when you make that shift mentally, it helps.
Absolutely. Sorry to bump in. I just love that how you mentioned how instantly it shifts your mind, and also it gives much lighter view or look to the situation which is struggling you, or anyone who would be doing it, because it's much lighter perspective, lighter view to the situation, that it was sorted out. And immediately when you mentioned it, it felt such lighter, this situation, than before.
Yeah, it does, right? Because we all associate these things with weight, with a heaviness, or with carrying heavy bags around, like these heavy emotions. But if you can metaphorically put those bags down, and you do that by switching your approach, switching from feeling hurt to feeling thankful, by making that change, then you put the bags down and you have a lighter day, to stick to your metaphor, and you feel freer throughout your day. And then even if that same person comes along in another meeting, or if that bill is still there to pay, or you still had that argument with the missus or whatever it was, you just feel lighter and you're not harboring that pain anymore, so you can quickly move on and have a really good productive day still, and still achieve things that can make you proud as well. It's always good. Oh, it's always good to make sure that in your day you're doing things that you make you feel joyful that you've done them, make you feel proud that you can do them. If you can, and then later on the night time, you can reflect on those. So I've got a bit of a nighttime thing. On a nighttime, first of all, so yeah, we've got a TV like 99% of the people out there, but we tend to watch TV only intentionally. So if there's a particular movie we want to watch, we'll watch that. But what we won't do is just have it on in the background too much. We try not to do that. Only be intentional about TV watching. And we're really into this thing where we want presence with each other. So if we're talking, there are times when we'll just say, hey, why don't we put our phones down, turn the TV off, and let's talk. Let's have presence. This is why we got married, right? To be together. We can spend, we work in the same house. We can spend all day together, but not be together. Because of things that are happening and what we're doing. And but sometimes it's really good to see each other. And I don't just mean see each other, but see each other for me to ask how our day has gone, and to connect with my wife Jessa and just see how she's feeling, and to be able to listen to that and feel the same way she's feeling and get that energy from her and connect with her. That's one way that really fills me up, Jana, to be able to do that. And then together we can debrief about the day. So what were we proud of that we did today? What are we proud of that we can do? What did we enjoy? What did we like doing? And if there was something happened that we didn't like, or that we felt some pain over or something, we'll talk about it. But we'd like to spend more time thinking about the things that we enjoyed. We don't want to give too much energy. Yeah, we don't want to give too much energy to the things that we didn't enjoy. The thing is, people do give way more energy to the negative things because they think that by doing that, they'll stop them happening again. I need to really think this through so it never happens again because it was painful. Or this person said this and I want to get them back. They deserve to get back at because they hurt me, or these different things. But the more we think about the negative things that happen to us, the more we will pull towards us in the future. Much better, from my point of view, to have a really healthy, resilient, strong mental health is to spend more time thinking about what you loved about the day than what you didn't love. And I'm not about dismissing the things that happen though, Jana. I'm not the kind of coach that pretends there's no weeds in the garden, because we all have them every day. This is normal life, okay? But I'd much rather spend more time for my own mental resilience thinking about the good things in life and the things that I've achieved and the progress I've seen than the negative. And that's the change. That is what happens. It fills you up. You grow in that. You realize that you're actually doing okay. And you start to become proud of your achievements and feel positive emotions. And it's good. And then you can share them with the people that you're closest to as well. So yeah, there is a routine, but my routine's a little bit different to others. Maybe we do meditate, we do exercising. We love the feeling that we get when we really commit to doing some exercise and building ourselves up a little bit. We're in our 50s, and what we have decided is every year we want to feel fitter than what we did last year. So this is
Oh,
why,
this is amazing.
yeah. So
I
this
love this. I love.
Yeah. So this is why this year we decided to do the mountain climb that I was speaking about on the last episode, because we just want to do more than what we did last year. We want to feel fitter. We don't want to start to slow down yet. We don't want to start the muscle wastage yet. We want to enjoy life and do things together for literally as long as we can. And therefore, that's exactly what we're doing. And on a night time, we might have an exercise session together. It could be another walk, or it could be some weights, or it could be an online class, or it could be anything. But we'll do those. Jess is really motivated in those areas, and I love seeing in her how she is when she's doing those things because she loves it, and that compels me to join in it with her and be in those moments with her and feel good after it. It's good for us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Also for you as a couple, it's perfect what you do. That you do those exercises together, for example, or those activities. Um,
Yeah.
Chris, I also love the way how you described the walks and that you clean up your mind. And how long usually do you walk? I wanted to ask you. Is it like, does it take 30 minutes or does it take, is it longer?
So again, it has to be whatever you enjoy. So
Mhm.
for us, we don't have to have it the same all the time. So sometimes it might be a 20-minute walk, but if it's just a quick 20-minute one, then halfway along, if Jess is with me, sometimes she's not, but if Jess is with me, um, I may say, let's take it all in. And that's my key to go from saying, oh, this is just a quick 20-minute walk and it's my reset walk. But I don't really reset if it's just that. So halfway through, I'll just say out loud, let's take it all in. Let's move from this position of thinking about the negative to thinking about where we are right now and what's happening right now around us and the faces or it might be the horses that I'm taking in. There's fields around here with animals in them and just
Yeah.
taking it in for a moment and being thankful for it. So yeah. But then
And now,
we also,
uh-huh.
we also have an hour long walk, or we have a 3 hour long walk, and just depending on how we're feeling and how much we want to enjoy it. So it doesn't have to be the same. But what is the most important thing is that you make a habit of it. Find what you enjoy and make a habit of it and do it regularly. That's what it's about. Sometimes for us,
I
it
like
may be we've got a garden or a yard, as they would say in the States. Sometimes it's just going out in the yard and appreciating where we are and looking around there and doing some work in there, making some changes and just feeling good in there as well. Yeah. It's whatever makes you feel good, right?
Yeah. Chris, what brings you the greatest joy in your life?
I do. I do consciously. Um,
Mhm.
so I would say 99% of my joy comes from focusing on the good that my wife has brought to me. That's really special to both of us, and it's so amazing. But I've got to appreciate that my happiness, Jana, my joy, my success, what I'm proud of in life, has come from me. And it's the same for all of us. It's not that other people make us angry, other people make us sad, other people make us happy. No, it's 100% from within you. Where are you getting your happiness from? Yes, I love spending time constantly getting to know my wife and having fun and sometimes being cheeky and just living life. It's great. It's really great. But I know that it's coming from me, the source of those emotions, and I'm choosing to get those and create those emotions through different avenues and vehicles in my life. But also, we all have problems that when we're experiencing them, they're horrible. But once we're through them, we can be proud of that. We all have those moments. Even in the relationships, we have those moments. And when we didn't know each other very well at the beginning of a relationship, those downsides may last longer. But as you get to know each other better, then those downsides, might only last 5 or 10 minutes, and it's gone. And then we're able to enjoy the rest of the day again. So, yeah, my joy comes from me, and if I'm honest, so does yours, so does everybody's, as well as the negative side as well. 100%.
Love it. One more question, but you have mentioned the answer actually during last episode and a little bit also today. But what do you do, briefly? What do you do to prevent stress? Because stress can happen every day.
It does. And first of all, yeah, problems are a fact of life, and they're okay. Don't think you should have a life that doesn't have any problems. Everybody, if they are breathing, has problems, right? Just like everybody has to pay taxes, right? We've all got problems, but they come up and they help us to grow. Something happens, something breaks in the house, it's a problem. Now, I could tell the story of something breaking in the house all day long, all week long to everybody I meet and make their life miserable and my own miserable as well. Or I could spend 5 minutes thinking, what do I need to solve the problem? Do something about it, take action, and then I no longer need to give it any more energy. Move on from it, and then give the energy to equally the good things that are happening in life as well. Yeah, so first of all, definitely don't think that there shouldn't be problems. Secondly, do something towards solving things quickly. Do not mull on them. Take steps, even if your problem is massive. Take small steps towards it. So let's take something really serious. If somebody has a diagnosis, a health problem, and it's a serious health problem, what on earth can you do to help you with that in the here and now when this is happening, right? The first thing you can do is think, if it's me, then how can I get help and support, and who can I talk to? How can I get some more small steps going towards that? The right people that I need to speak to who will lift me up and help me through this. Or if it's someone you care about, then how can you use this as an opportunity to draw closer to them? How can you use it as an opportunity to show them that even through the dark times, you are there for them? And if it's an end of life scenario, how can you show that you are going to be with them right up until that moment? How can you connect and be that person for them right until that moment? So we can all find ways to not only cope, but use the situation to draw us deeper and closer and stronger with each other. Even in the most serious of things, which of course happens to everyone.
Chris, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those valuable tips. before we close, is there any message you would like to share with people who are watching or listening to today's episode?
Have more fun, have more joy, spend more time thinking about the good in life than the negative. Measure it, consciously measure. Goodness me, how much of today have I spent thinking about the negative, worrying about this or that? And what can I think about now instead that is going to fill me up with joy, with passion for life, with wanting more for myself, with taking risks for the good? How can I fill myself up with this happiness? And I call it building a happier life. Because we don't just experience kind of going through life without taking any action, we won't experience the goodness. We've got to plan for it and we've got to do it. That's what it's about. Yeah, so that's my message.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for really wonderful episode as last time.
Thank you,
and for your valuable tips and time and energy. I'm looking forward to the future episode already.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you.
Ladies,
Jana, it's such an honor to be on this podcast with you. Thank you so much for your time and the effort you put in as well. And you know what? For all of your listeners, for listening to this and for putting in these actions, because we all deserve to live a life that is really incredible. Why not set ourselves a higher standard of living for ourselves and our partners and do this? Let's do it.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Namaste. I would say, Yoga, really thank you very much. I appreciate everything what you have mentioned and for your really nice words. Ladies and gentlemen, this was amazing talk with Chris Ulliott, a life coach, book author from England. I will share his links to his websites and social media in the description below. So if you would like to discover more about his coaching and his activities, definitely feel free to contact him. I thank you for being here, for following Jana Talk podcast, for subscribing. And if you got inspired by today's talk, today's episode, which I believe that yes, because we can definitely implement some amazing tips from Chris, then feel free to share it with your friends, this episode, family members, or anyone who needs some encouragement. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time, next Sunday. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye bye.